The one thing I was told growing up was that being a parent is the best thing you'll ever do. And for years, I believed it. And here's the thing, that's not necessarily wrong, but trying to stay calm and regulated as a parent is a really hard thing to do. Because suddenly there's this person that's smaller than you in your life who demands all of your time and who you would do anything for. And also, for the first time in your life, you've got somebody who's going to be above you on your own priorities list for every second of every day from now on. And if you are anything like me, you take that responsibility seriously, which means that a lot of the time, the things you need, things you want, are second thoughts, if any thoughts. Now, when that's like making their drink before you make yours, or making sure they've got a snack and you have to go without your favourite chocolate bar, it's not the end of the world. You can always replace that. When it's things like trying to keep them calm while you are ready to scream, that's when the conversation changes a little bit. The hardest part about that for me is if you're already struggling and your kids are having a hard day too, what are you supposed to do then? I mean, if you're trying to put them first, you'll try to keep them calm first. If that's not working, all it's doing is taking an extra toll on you while you're still not addressing your own problems. While I'm not going to offer you a quick fix, because frankly if there was one I'd have made millions on it by now, while I'm not going to do that, what I'm going to do is just reframe what this is like and where you should sit in your own priorities list. Because when I'm done talking, hopefully you'll realise that yes, while the kids are important and the first priority, you shouldn't just matter because it's you, but you need to matter for them. First, I think it's important to mention that when you're having a hard time with it and your kids are also having a hard time with it at the same time, there's one person there who is actually responsible for making sure all of that is sorted out, and that is you. So that in itself comes with a great deal of pressure. And if you're having an off day, or if something really bad is going on, or you're just having a hard time with it, that pressure can get too much for people. That doesn't make you a bad parent, or nor does it make you a bad person. It makes you somebody human who's going through human shit. The one thing I would like to do though is talk through something I call a shared reset, because this is what I've found helps a lot in these situations. Shared reset, and then one quick piece of advice that I'm not trying to tell you how to be a good parent. I'm absolutely not trying to do that, because parenting is one of the hardest jobs I think anybody's ever going to do. One of the most rewarding, absolutely. When times are hard, is it one of the hardest things ever? Yeah. Now, a shared reset is something that I use for my own self when my kids are about or when they're not. That can look like putting on some music while you're doing the dishes, if it's something as simple as that. And when your kids are about, it could look like maybe they can help you do the housework, or they're off watching a bit of screen time or whatever, and you've got something on in the background for yourself. Maybe you're watching a TV program or a film with them whilst quietly sort of, folding clothes in the background while they're not looking. The point of a shared reset is to bring something into the room that's just for you while you're dealing with the responsibilities and pressures of whatever's happening at the time. That's not something I would use in the moment if my child was having a meltdown while I was on the edge of it myself, but it is something that I would try and encourage you to do between those moments, just because with the 6-week school holiday coming up in the UK over the next couple of days, it is something that I would genuinely suggest as a good place to start to build up that emotional space while the kids aren't having a meltdown and while you're not on the edge of one yourself. There's a term for the resets that I use: micro action, macro effect. When I say that, what it means is enough small resets taken over time can lead to bigger emotional space consistently. And when you've done enough of these resets, you see more of them in your day. Some of them don't even require you to do other things in the meantime. Then it becomes a 1% reset. If you want more information on that, by the way, there is a PDF below, free resource on how you can take 1% resets without making life hard for yourself taking time you don't need, and the resource itself is completely free. The shared resets though are good because they encourage regulation and they manage responsibility at the same time. And particularly where you've got kids around you, it's a good thing to model, I've found. And I'm not trying to, again, not saying how to be a parent, wouldn't dream of doing that. People who like judge others people parenting are like, unless you've been there with those kids in that house for that long, how do you really know what it's like? So I'm not about to do that. One thing I'm going to do is get up because this floor is really uncomfortable. The one other piece of advice I would give you though, especially with, as I say, the kids have been off for 6 weeks now, is this. Where possible, if you're in a good place and they want to play, but you're kind of tired or you're not really feeling it, you can't really get into it properly, my honest advice, and I do this myself, is throw yourself into it. Be a kid yourself. Be really childish for half an hour. However long the game is, if it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour, whatever, just really go for it. That voice in the back of your head when you're like going around the shop with your kids, that temptation to like trip them up or like put a packet of pasta on the top of their head or whatever it is, lean into that. Own that person for that time. It's so wonderful because then you're not getting stressed out by, sounds horrible, but you're not getting stressed out by constantly having your kids playing with you all the time but not getting time to yourself. But also your kids are getting more out of it as well. Like, you're fully immersed in the fun. You know that? You're fully immersed in it, and because you're fully immersed in it, it's better for them. Not just better play, but better time with you. One of my daughter, she's nearly 3, one of her favourites is playing the Mr. Tumble games, where she runs up, beats my nose, and I do this. And it's really good fun, and she absolutely loves it. And we only do that for 10-15 minutes, and then eventually we'll get up and I'll walk around like Mr. Tumble, and we'll do a full thing. Disclaimer, I don't like Mr. Tumble. I find it really irritating and I can't stand it, but she loves it. So we do it anyway, right? Don't try and put it all on yourself, and don't leave yourself too late for too long. Because the other problem as well is this. If you don't regulate yourself, and you're at home with the kids by yourself, when you do then react, there's only the kids there. So try taking the shared resets. I genuinely find they help me. I've seen them help other people. If you want any help on a shared reset, you want any more information, or you have any more questions, by all means comment below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. But until now, and until the next one, my name has been Daniel Mottram, and I can't wait to catch you in the next video.